This social engineering program involves the federal government of the United States of America, the intelligence agencies of the United States of America, private security contractors, some of the largest corporations in America, local and state police, and social programs within the inner cities of America. This social engineering program experiments on the homeless and experiments on the financially struggling and experiments on individuals that do not have a lot of family and friends or money, so that they have no means to defend themselves from this parasitic, disgusting program. This program utilizes a technology that most know as voice-to-skull technology. It is an electromagnetic frequency machine, an electromagnetic frequency technology that utilizes radio frequency signals, microwave auditory effect to induce sound within the cranial cavity of the target. This makes the individual believe that they are hearing sounds and voices that are coming from within their own head, when in fact they are being beamed into their head via this technology. This technology is also used to manipulate the emotions of the individual. This technology manipulates the electrical signals in the brain, thus controlling thoughts and feelings and emotions and sensations throughout the body. It works by rewiring the brain by creating new neural pathways and destroying existing neural pathways. Thus, this literally changes the way a person thinks and thus behaves. It is used to control muscle movement. This technology can also be used to control the muscle movement of the target. It can take over one's hands or feet while driving and make you press on the accelerator or press on the brake or turn. This can be used to cause accidents. It can also be used to prevent accidents from happening. This technology can also tap into the optical nerve of the target and the auditory system of the target, so that those monitoring the target can see what the target is seeing and hear what the target is hearing. This information is then downloaded and stored on a computer in a highly secure, classified site on servers that are guarded by some of the tightest security in the world. This results in the individual's entire day, everything they see, everything they hear, everything they experiment, everything they experience, and everything they feel being recorded till the end of time. This technology can also be used to manipulate the emotions of the target. It can induce fear, love, hate. It can cause you to be nervous. It can cause you to be confident. It can cause you to be depressed. It can cause you to be happy. It can cause you to feel any fucking emotion at any time by artificially inducing them. This technology can be used to beam images and even motion pictures into one's brain. Images and motion pictures that are so realistic that you think you're actually watching a movie or seeing something in reality. It's like a virtual reality 3D rendering that takes place within the target's mind. The images and motion pictures manifest themselves in such a way that the target, if they are not aware that this technology is being used on them, will believe that they are natural thoughts and natural images. This technology can also be used to induce and control dreams. It can be used to control dream cycles and sleep patterns, to cause one to sleep very deeply or to cause one to not sleep at all. REM cycles, alpha, beta, and delta brainwaves can be induced immediately by this technology. And this technology can also be used to mimic spiritual experiences. Joy, love, peace that passes understanding can all be induced artificially by this technology to make the target believe that they are having a genuine spiritual experience when they're not. This use of the technology was famously made public during the War on Terrorism, as the United States of America utilized it against so-called enemy combatants in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, where people being held hostage by the American military had voice-to-skull beamed into their heads, and the targets there believed that they were actually hearing the voice of God, and they believed that Allah himself was telling them to cooperate with the Americans and tell them everything that they want to know. This same technology is now being used against American citizens in America every single day. This technology can also be used to sexually manipulate the target, make them feel sexual arousal or turn off their sexuality altogether. It can stimulate them and it can shut them down at a moment's notice. It can also be used to manipulate the hormones of the target, thus lowering and raising estrogen and testosterone levels in women and men, respectively. Again, as I'm trying to get this podcast done, the Voice to Skull is literally blocking my thought patterns because they do not want this technology exposed because they're having way too much fun with it and way too much power with it. This technology can also be used to read the thoughts of the target in real time. So think about your debit card PIN number, for example, your bank account, how much money you have, who you're cheating on your significant other with. That information is imminently divinable in real time by the people who have access to this technology. And they can read your thoughts verbatim as they occur within your own mind. The overall effect of this technology is one that can control the mood, the attitudes, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and thus the motivations and then the actions of the target. All day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It is a highly sophisticated technology. It is one that produces literal and total and complete mind control over the targeted individual. And it is in the hands right now of people that are using it for nefarious purposes, extremely evil and destructive purposes against individuals like myself. I am now a target of this technology because I've decided to speak out about it and try to shed some light on it and try to get some progress in passing laws and bringing this to courts and bringing lawsuits against the companies involved, against me personally, and against others that I have direct knowledge that the technology is being used against. One of the reasons I'm speaking out is because this technology, as horrible as it is, can also be used for truly miraculous purposes. It can be used to help humanity instead of harming humanity. It can be used to save people instead of destroying them. It can be used to literally make the blind see, the deaf hear, and the lame get up and move. As an educated man and a man who has spent my life serving others in the security industry, and before that, pursuing an education that was geared towards helping people, I'm extremely frustrated that this technology has fallen into the hands of people that are using it in the manner that they currently are. These people are juvenile and sophomoric in attitude. They're irresponsible in disposition, and they are completely out of control in terms of the way that they are using it against the American people. As a security specialist, I saw them use this technology to experiment on their own workers. My fellow security specialists were experimented on in the workplace and outside of the workplace. These personnel are used to monitor the test subject 24 hours a day, both inside and outside of the workplace. They are assigned to live with the test subject wherever they're residing, in an apartment. Many of them actually were residing in homeless shelters while they were working for us. No respect given, no care was afforded to them by any of the people running this program. They were treated like cattle. They were treated like lab rats. And they were not respected or valued at all by the motherfuckers running this program. They're evil in a way that I cannot understand, and I do not want to understand. It was my differences of opinion with them, once I became aware of the full extent of this program, that caused me to object, to confront them about it, to eventually quit my job over it. And as a result, I became a target of this program myself. They beam into my head now on a daily basis, "You're the lab rat now, motherfucker. Don't you ever fucking cross us. And don't you dare think about speaking out about this, or we'll fucking kill you." As many of the test subjects, so-called, the people are being experimented on, or as within the program as they're called, a target, as many of them have already learned, one of the key means of covering up this program is to use the psychological profession to do so. Those who speak out about this issue are funneled to psychiatrists for evaluation. The psychiatrists are working with those who are running this program. In many cases, they are directly paid by them to render a diagnosis of schizophrenic, multiple personality disorder, delusional, paranoid, depressed, upon the test subjects, the targets, so that they will be discredited. So that if they talk out any further, or they ever start making any progress against this program, they are inherently discredited, because those who run this program will simply release the psychological files and claim that the person is mentally ill. This is a perfect way to cover up such a technology whose main feature and most popular feature, most well-known feature, is voice to skull, which induces sound within the cranial cavity of the test subject, of the target themselves, so that when that person goes to speak out about it, when they go to seek help from their fellow human beings, and their fellow human beings say, "What is it that's happening to you?" the target will then say, "I'm hearing voices inside my head." It's the result of voice to skull technology. It's a sophisticated microwave auditory effect. It's radio frequency signals that are being beamed at my fucking head that are causing me to hear sounds and voices inside my head. Obviously, if members of the general public are not aware of the existence of this technology, which many of them are not, most of them are not, then they will interpret that as concerning. They will feel concern for the target, and they will conclude that this person must be crazy. And as a result, they will recommend psychological evaluation for that person. You can see the way this is going to go, and the way it is going right now. As good people, helpless people that are being abused and tortured and enslaved and experimented upon in America today, American citizens cry out for help from their fellow Americans, and their fellow Americans say, "Why don't you take some Prozac? Because we think you're schizophrenic." There is no sympathy, there is no empathy. They are seen as cattle, they are seen as slaves, and they have no rights at all. And it's infuriating, and that's why I decided to speak out about it. I want to take a moment to thank everybody who has spoken out on this issue, targeted individuals who are getting this shit beamed into their head every fucking day and are somehow managing to survive and to hold it together. I want to thank you. You are my hero. You are the reason that I am able to keep going every day. You're the reason that I have not given up. And you are the reason why I'm speaking out now about it. As an industry insider and someone who has full knowledge of the entire workings of this entire program, I felt the responsibility to speak out to help people like you, because my heart goes out to you every time I see you post something online. And I know there's millions more of you out there that have not been able to post anything online. And I want you to know that I support you, we all support you, and we need to get through this together. And it is my hope that by speaking out, more insiders who are part of this program, security specialists for private security companies, primarily, but also those within the intelligence agencies, the military branches of this country, the federal government, local and state law enforcement, and also the social programs of America, please come forward. Please help out. Please get off your fucking ass. Stop remaining silent and speak out on this. And if you can't do that, because believe me, one of the reasons I have not spoken out up to this point is for concern and for family and friends. People I know that I'm concerned for their safety, because of the jackasses running this program have proven themselves to be nothing but a bunch of thugs. A bunch of heartless, moralless, spiritless, soulless fucking robots that do not have any empathy, sympathy, or love for their fellow human beings. Because the way these motherfuckers work is if you don't go along with our program, then you're out. And you are going to be isolated for the rest of your fucking life. And anybody who tries to help you is going to feel our wrath as well. But I decided it's time. There's nothing I can fucking do in terms of what they're going to do to me or other people. These people are going to do what they want to us no matter what, which leaves me in a position of having no choice. I have to speak out.